She believed that life was a series of carefully laid plans, each step meticulously calculated to lead her towards success and happiness. If she followed the rules, worked tirelessly, and loved with her whole heart, surely the universe would reward her efforts. This was the story Sarah had written for herself, a tale of determination and unwavering faith. But life, in its infinite wisdom, had other plans. It whispered to her through the rustling leaves and howling winds that sometimes, the most beautiful growth comes from the most unexpected storms. Sarah was a woman of grace and grit, her smile as warm as the summer sun and her resolve as unyielding as the mountains she called home. She had built her life brick by brick, each achievement a testament to her dedication. Her career was soaring, her relationships were strong, and her future seemed as bright as the morning star. Yet, as she stood at the precipice of what she thought was her greatest triumph, the ground beneath her feet began to tremble. The storm that had been brewing on the horizon, the one she had convinced herself she could outrun, finally caught up with her. It started with a phone call, a trembling voice on the other end delivering news that shattered her world into 1,000 pieces. In an instant, everything she had worked for, everything she had believed in, was swept away by a torrent of grief and uncertainty. The storm raged on, relentless in its fury. It tore through her carefully constructed life, leaving nothing untouched. Her career, once a source of pride, now felt hollow and meaningless. Relationships she thought unbreakable bent and swayed under the weight of her pain. The future she had so meticulously planned vanished like mist in the morning sun. For a time, Sarah felt lost, adrift in a sea of despair. The storm had stripped away everything she thought defined her, leaving her raw and exposed. In the quiet moments between the thunder and lightning, she questioned everything she had ever believed about herself and the world around her. But even in the darkest night, a small flame of hope flickered within her. It was a resilience she didn't know she possessed, a strength born not from avoiding life's challenges, but from facing them head-on. Slowly, painstakingly, Sarah began to rebuild. Not the life she had before, that was gone, swept away by the tempest. Instead, she started to construct something new, something stronger, something that could weather any storm. She learned that true strength wasn't about avoiding pain, but about finding beauty in the broken pieces. Each day, she gathered the fragments of her old life and, with trembling hands, began to create a mosaic of resilience and hope. The process was far from easy. There were days when the weight of her loss threatened to crush her, when the echoes of the storm still rumbled in her ears. But Sarah persevered, drawing strength from the very winds that had once threatened to break her. She discovered reserves of courage she never knew she had, tapping into a wellspring of determination that ran deeper than any storm could reach. With each step forward, no matter how small, she felt herself growing stronger, more resilient. As time passed, Sarah began to see the world through new eyes. The storm had washed away the illusions she had clung to, revealing a reality both harsher and more beautiful than she had ever imagined. She found solace in unexpected places, in the kindness of strangers, in the quiet strength of nature, in the depths of her own heart. Her relationships, once shaken by the storm, began to deepen and evolve. She learned the value of vulnerability, of letting others see her true self, scars and all. In sharing her story, she found connection and healing, realizing that her struggles could be a light for others navigating their own storms. Sarah's career took on new meaning as well. No longer driven by a need for external validation, she found purpose in using her talents to make a difference in the world. She became an advocate for those facing their own life-altering challenges, her words and actions a beacon of hope in the darkness. As the years passed, the storm that had once threatened to destroy her became a part of her story, woven into the fabric of who she was. It no longer defined her, but it had shaped her, carving out depths of compassion and understanding that she never would have known otherwise. Looking back, Sarah realized that the storm hadn't broken her, it had broken her open. It had shattered the shell of who she thought she was supposed to be, allowing her true self to emerge, stronger and more authentic than ever before. She stood now, not as a woman untouched by life's challenges, but as one who had been forged in the fires of adversity. Her smile, once a mask of perfection, now held the warmth of genuine joy and the wisdom of hard-won experience. Sarah's story became a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a reminder that even in our darkest moments, there is hope. She learned that life's most profound lessons often come not from avoiding the storm, but from dancing in the rain. As she looked to the future, Sarah no longer feared the storms that might come. She knew now that she carried within her the strength to weather any tempest, the wisdom to find meaning in the chaos, and the courage to emerge even stronger on the other side. This is the story of Sarah. A woman who discovered that the storm that tried to break her, built her instead. Her journey reminds us all that our greatest strengths often lie dormant until life's challenges call them forth. In the end, it's not about avoiding the storm, but about learning to soar on the winds of change.